Due to explicit content and language, listeners' discretion is advised. Black in Thought.
All right. Let's get started. You may learn something.
Let's get ready to rumble!
Welcome to Black in Thought, where we take a look at current and cultural issues, applying that Afrocentric drip to them. Your hosts tonight are... We got the Professor, Lexus, and Ill Will. Man, if y'all don't know, this is about to be a hot, you better call the boys. One of those types of episodes. I know it's been a minute and we've been gone, but a lot of things have just been happening. Life in general. You know about my struggles and everything like that, and everyone else's. You remember the confessions, and we've had, our mental health awareness episodes and things like that. Finally coming to a completion on some, things in my life, which, as you made this journey with us, I was going through getting rid of a wife. Hate to say it like that, but it is what it is when it comes down to it. So, the final steps in that, which I can tell you, life's fucked up. No other way to put it. Life is just truly fucked up when it comes to those things. And, everything in life is not good for you, whether we're talking about people or things. But I can tell you one thing, God, I listen and I understand. Man. Oh, shit. I listen and I understand now.
Well, it looks like you got a red flag tattoo on your forehead.
Woo, man. It's some more shit.
That's an awfully pretty tattoo.
Man. Sheesh.
Are you scoring man walking?
Essentially.
Yeah.
And I received a text from somebody, don't let this bitter you. And the best thing that I could send back was, this shit's about to be an epic battle. That was what I had to send back.
Oh, wait. The professor had some mental health issues. I think we all do. I think especially in our community and everything, all the trauma and the things that go on in our community, the things that happen to us, there's some mental health battle. And we tend to try to live life with trying to unresolve these issues. Mm-hmm. Our coping mechanisms sometimes can be our enemy. Because if you can learn to cope with something, you forget that, hey, that trauma's still there.
Oh, true.
I don't want to fix it. I can cope with it, right?
Most
You're
certainly.
dancing around it instead of
and
addressing
I'm going to tell you something, man, that, I'm a married man. And I'm not going to say that marriage has been easy, but in order to have a successful marriage, you must first be healthy. Mm-hmm. And I wasn't healthy.
Oh, yeah.
Listen to some of the past episodes. I wasn't healthy, okay? I'm just put it out there. And I had to work on me. I had some issues, right? But I felt like as long as I could cope, therapy was not needed. I was offended if you talked to me about therapy. I got real offended, right? So we have to begin to work on ourselves because a lot of times we want to blame the other person for the things that we go through. And if there's a flag or some kind of sign there that we ignore, why do we ignore railroad train crossing? Don't step on railroad track.
Hey,
and then when you get hit, you want to blame the train. No,
I was using a semi to run them bitches over.
Man, listen, we can't do that. But we have to work on ourselves because the things that we go through a lot of time, remember, the majority of the things that we experience is because of how we responded to a sign or a signal. Yeah. Right? So, I know we're talking about marriage today, and it's a very ugly topic, especially for our African-American community where the majority of our African-American people are not married, right? That has shifted to 70, 80% to, 30% now, 20% or 30, 40% of African-American couples that are married, So it's a very ugly topic. And I think that we got to dig deep as to why it's becoming that way and what are some of the thought processes involved. What's the ideal of marriage?
So if you haven't, figured it out by now, today's topics are, marriage, relationships, things of that. We got three people here to portray the past, the present, the future. Ill Will, of course, is, you're going to be the past because, the end of a relationship and my marriage is done. We got the professor here who's the present. Hey,
Ill Will, you got some meat burning in the oven.
the present, who's
he said,
still
"Let it cook."
married. And then we have the future with Lexus here, who is looking to one day, get married. So a lot of good stuff here to hear today.
Yeah, I think we should call this one "Marriage Hunger Games Edition."
That works.
So, Lexi, what's your ideal?
Well, first, before we go there, let me ask you, because you said you must yourself be healthy. Mm-hmm. to entertain even the idea
You
of
got
marriage.
that right.
And I think that's where it starts. Who knows? Everyone thinks they are in that place already when they
Right.
start making those steps to building towards a marriage.
Absolutely.
How are you going to tell me I'm not ready? How are you going to tell me that,
That's a good
you know,
question.
you know me better than
Ooh.
I know myself?
Ooh.
So,
Good
you
point.
know, that's kind of where it all begins. Who's to state that my health is any different from, you know, your health? And then
Right.
coming down, I'm pointing out flaws in my own mind that I'm looking at my partner in.
Right.
But I'm never evaluating myself because I already think I'm there. And if the partner themselves does not say, hey, I'm holding you accountable for this, because
Right.
a lot of times it's just what you said before.
Right.
We gloss over it. We don't look at it. We don't speak because we find a way to live with it. We cope with that. So if both people are not coming together and having this conversation,
Right.
one may feel like they're offending the other for whatever reason. They don't.
Right.
We're just damaged goods from the jump.
Right. Because everybody has a different concept of what marriage is.
Yes.
My concept is different from yours. But this is the thing about life. Opposites attract. And sometimes we mistake an opposite for a contrast. Pause. Let me tell you the difference. When opposites attract, you have two separate things. But for them to come together, there has to be a relationship. For example, like a plug and a receptacle. That's contrast, because they can fit although they're different, right?
Right.
So when you know you're ready is when, I have these standards, right? And the standards are centered around the initial concept of marriage, which is a union and a partnership. That's what it is. It's a union. Let me say that one more time. It's a union and a partnership, but there's also a hierarchy, right? So now it's 2021 and we all have different concepts of marriage based on how we think, how we
Yes.
live, right? Because this is a new world now.
Yes.
You know, you're free to think how you want to think and be who you want to be.
Right.
But that wasn't the intent for marriage. Now, I'm not pushing religion on no one, but the way God intended for it to be is marriage is a union and a partnership, and it's all about building and growth. Marriage is just not about the husband and wife.
Right.
It's about the kids. It's holistic, right?
Right.
So sometimes we approach marriage thinking that it's about me and you, the husband and wife, forgetting the details about the children, about their future, because we have to demonstrate to them this is what life is supposed to be. And we remove them from that element, ill will.
But now, looking at on the other aspect of it, you know, the children aren't always going to be there. So, you know, that's like, how do you set yourself up for the future?
Great
Right.
question.
For when the
Yes.
when the children aren't going to
So-
be there, are
so-
you still going to be able to get along?
Yeah.
After those children are gone.
Yeah, because see,
Exactly.
when you get married, what do you get married for? Why do you get married?
Well, some people get married because they were having a kid during the process.
You better stay out of my business. Better stay out of my business. Better read my book. You get married because you find someone you want to spend the rest of your life with.
That is the goal,
Right? That's the overall. That's the overall.
Yeah.
That's the overview, right? We don't get married for love. Love is the glue that
like a
keeps you together.
byproduct.
It's the Thank you. That's the word I was looking for. It's a byproduct, right? It's the byproduct. You get married because this is your partner. This is the one I want to sleep with.
You better ask Brittany and PJ about that one, because he was just eating up a pretty chunk with Brittany coming in for that marriage there. So
Oh, yeah.
that's a hard one to say.
We'll get back
you
to
know?
that one. Though. I want to know more about that.
Because I mean, 200K
Yes.
on child support.
Woo,
But
man.
check this out, though. You get married because you find your life partner. I'm not talking about homosexuality. I'm not talking about any of those things.
Yeah.
I'm talking about your partner that you want to spend the rest of your life with. I can sleep with you and then the next day do business with you, right? I can do life with you. You don't get married for love. Love is the byproduct, right? You get married because this is the person that you want to be with. You want to grow with and build with. Now, in terms of your kids, you say, well, how do you do marriage for the kids? Because you have a legacy. You have generations that you have to teach through the current generation so that they continue to keep that going, right?
Yeah.
So I'm teaching my kids marriage so they can teach their kids marriage so that there's no generational curse. I'm the filter. The father's the filter, right? We're the discipline, we're the filter.
Yeah,
But
I would
marriage
agree.
is a concept that we have made to fit our lives. And that's the bad thing. There's a reason why marriage was set up. And we've altered that and deviated from that.
But see, you know what? And it's I saw this online. Timing is a bitch. Because when I read it, I was like, man, that is so fitting to the situation.
That's how that always happens.
But you know, when I looked at it, it was a post that came that said, I think today's man is afraid of this marriage life because they feel it's only about the for better and not the for worse. What do y'all think? And then through that, one person said, imagine losing half of everything you own because somebody else cheated and wanted a divorce.
Ooh.
Ooh, we do that in America?
Yes.
Can you give me an example?
Man.
Okay, so I want to ask, like, what is the ideal of marriage
Okay.
in today's female mentality?
You know, I want to say that you know, my core peer group, we all look for the same exact standards that were set before. However, it's shifted a bit. So we're still looking for stability. We are still looking for, you know, financial security. Yeah, you know, I think the newest factor that's phased in is the independence part. Though.
But see, that's the bullshit that
That's the
happens
part that's
because everybody
factored
wants
in.
to still be independent.
So
Exactly.
union,
in a
but
relationship.
independent.
Yeah.
Because
So you want to be union but non-union.
you see all these women who talk about, you know, can we live apart but still be married?
Well, no, listen. So the reason I say that is because
Separate
you
but
know,
equal.
socially, there's been a shift, you know, where
Right.
we've accepted before the man as the leader, the man as the one that we can always depend upon. He's the
Right.
backbone. But now there's just as many women making just as much money.
But I can tell you why.
What's that?
Because as men, we have failed to step up to the plate. If you notice that there are less men in the house than there were
yeah.
historically, right? So women have a natural survival instinct like, okay, now I have to make sure that if this man leaves, I have to be able to take care of these kids. We saw
Absolutely.
it historically. Remember through the heroin epidemic,
Absolutely.
when men felt like, you know, there was no jobs, through depression, whatever. Because, you know, as men, when our egos get hurt, we're kind of useless.
Yeah.
When our egos are crushed, we're kind of
100%.
right? So women have developed, they've developed this survival skill where it's like, okay, you know what? I know that this is my husband when they're married, but I have to make sure that if anything happens, that I can be secure and I can take care of the kids. Because let's face it, 9 times out of 10,
And if you don't have kids,
ourselves, right?
Yeah.
So they want the security of having, they want the company of having someone, the comfort of having someone, but they create their own security, right? Which creates division because marriage is about trust, right? A union is about trust, meaning that you have a role, I have a role, and you fulfill your role, and I fulfill my role, and we trust, and that's where the maturity comes in, that we can operate, guess what? And function, because functionality is very important in marriage.
Functionality.
As a what? Unit.
Right.
Union and as a unit, right? And that comes, and we've messed that up, you know, historically, because men got strung out on drugs. You know, there's men who left their wives and their families for other women, for alcohol, just for whatever reason. And we've made the woman feel that even though they may have a male in their life or a husband, that they still are required to create their own security. So,
No denying that.
yeah.
No denying. And that's kind of what I'm trying to say. That's exactly it. Because even when presented kind of all of the points on your list and you're checking them off as you go, you never want to let go of the what if this happens, so I need to still be here and I need to still be secure in that. And I guess even that's how I'm thinking.
But is there a way, and this is, you know, my thinking, is there a way to not what if the shit out of a situation, go with the flow, but take care of business? You don't have to, well, I need to know what's going to happen if this doesn't happen, if this motherfucker leave me, or if this.
Well, that negates better for worse. You might as well omit that from the vow.
Yeah.
But
Because
what
if
I'm
you're worried
saying
about
is-
if it's going to happen.
But that's what a lot of things I feel, I mean, that women now today are. It's always about, oh, honey, I can't do that. I got to make sure that I got to do this if that.
No.
It's if this. It's always about if.
Well, Lexi, let me tell you what my perspective is on marriage now from the inside looking out. Women, please forgive me for this, but this is what it seems to be. Let me choose which stock I'm going to invest in. Marriage is treated like the stock market, right? Let me see which marriage or which man I'm going to invest in, or woman, whatever, what have you. I'm going to invest in. Let's see, that stock is doing okay. Hasn't had a loss. Exponential value. Okay.
That goes
Guess what?
both ways.
Guess what?
No.
Hold on. This is what,
What?
okay. So let me, and then sometimes the share cost may be a little too high, so they can't invest in that one. So it's
No,
okay.
them
I'll go-
dividends ain't coming
them
back
dividends,
right.
right? So I gotta go to the next stock. But marriage is treated like the stock market.
It is.
See, let me ask you, Lexi, do you think you should marry for love?
Oh, yeah. You have to love. As
Okay.
much time as I'm putting up with that person,
Okay. Well,
I
what
gotta
is
love you.
Well, what is love?
What is love?
What is love?
That's your core value thing. So that's, everyone could be different. There could be things that you're
So
doing.
love varies depending on
within,
what?
Absolutely, it does nowadays.
So love changes?
Definitely. past relationships, I can say that I was more favorable of different things in other people than I am in my current relationship. More certainly, yeah, love is going to change based on who you're with. For
Are
sure.
you sure about that?
The definition of love in the book, Webster says it's one thing. As people, we've all been in different relationships, and everyone has brought something different. Whether it's turned out to be a bad or good relationship, you've loved certain things about these certain people. So yes, I stand on my
loving certain things opposed to loving a person
Got me
or
one,
the
Coach.
act of love.
I got me one,
Yeah.
Coach.
Man, you didn't.
I got me one, Coach.
hold on.
I got me
No.
one, Coach. I got me one, Coach.
Do I love your spirit? Sure. Yes.
So
your
what happened?
spirit.
So what happened to
But-
losing spirit?
But well, then what are you? I don't.
Ooh, got me one.
Yeah.
Coach.
What happened to the words?
Coach,
What
that's
are you?
why.
Damn.
That's why marriage is
damn.
so complicated.
Exactly. It amplifies. If you are showing me these things that are on my list, and I am that's
So let me Lexi,
Uh-huh.
I don't want to jump the gun.
No,
I just want to
go
make sure I
ahead.
understand what you're saying. Love varies according to the person.
yes.
And when that thing is gone, there's nothing else to love.
Stop it.
Whoa.
I'm asking.
Stop
I'm
it.
asking.
Stop it.
I don't wanna
Stop
make a
it.
mistake.
No.
Please
Because
explain. Okay.
there are still people of my past that I have a great consideration for.
Okay.
And I could say that I still love them as a person,
Mm-hmm.
but I don't give a hell about what they do and where they are. So that could go with
Love as a person, what does that mean?
hey, I love you. We share time, whether it be friendship or on an intimate level. I love you, but I don't care about you. Absolute.
Okay, so you love them, but
So
you don't
you're
care
asking me, does it once there's what the spirit? What are you asking? What
about them. I'm
is-
asking, how do you define love? Mm-hmm. What is love? Like for you, like, okay, if you meet someone, like your current relationship,
Uh-huh.
do you love that person?
Yes.
What do you love about them?
He might be listening. No, I love that my minus is his plus. So the things that
That's very vague.
It is, but it's also not. So
You're in a safe
it's broad.
space. You can say what it is.
No, what I'm saying
This is
is
the
the
true
things
trust
that
around here.
it is. It's what I'm not able to, give, or sometimes when my time is not there, his time is able to be there and certain
Mm-hmm.
things. I'm afforded certain comforts that I've never had before. Again, that independence. I
Right.
have true freedom with my own time. I
Okay.
don't have reporting. So
So it's supplemental in a sense.
Okay.
So if you lose all that, do you still love him?
Yeah, yes, I do.
And what do you love about him?
We had a love prior to a relationship. So we were friends for a while before.
Okay, so you had a
any of that.
foundation.
Yes, we did.
Okay.
Yes. And that's important.
Right.
That's important. I look, sometimes it works for people where you find that one night stand and you just, you sleep with each other and then you guys kind of just become something
And
because
been
you're
married for
sleeping.
30 years?
One night stand and you just come for something.
I
else?
mean, we've seen the stories. I've never had that experience personally. I don't know anyone personally that has, but
But see, this is what I guess I'm not understanding. I don't understand how love changes. Love stays the same.
What do
but
you-
it's your,
so you
hold on,
tell
hold
me
on.
yours.
But love is, there may be a different interpretation, but love in itself does not change. Love is one way as far as, I mean, when you think about it, and I'm not trying to be religious here, but God only loves you one way. He only
Okay.
provides you that love
so
one way.
let me-
There's no,
So let me loop this in. We're talking about marriage, and I named it the Hunger Games edition because I believe that marriage is all about security. I don't believe that you marry for love. You marry for partnership, an emotional and financial partnership, right? This is a person that you care to be around, that you want to have kids with, you build a life with. And also you can do business together, whether it be, own property, real estate, but you build your legacy with. I don't think that you should marry for love. You marry for partnership. I think love is the byproduct that keeps the car running.
because you can so
That keeps
easily
the
fall out of
foundation.
love.
That keeps the foundation from cracking. Love is when you marry for love, it's very dangerous. Now listen, I got Lexi pulled in. I got me one, Coach. Thank you.
go for it.
I got me one. So when you marry for love, you marry for a specific reason. When that reason dissolves, you're saying that the love
It's
dissolves
gone.
with it, right? I'm saying if you marry for partnership and you marry for emotional and the financial aspect of it, meaning that your legacy and you're building because I enjoy being with this person, that love is the byproduct that ultimately forms when you plant a seed and then a tree grows. Guess what keeps it from falling? It's the root. Love is the root, right? So when you marry for something that can leave and die at any moment, the relationship is gone. right? It's gone. Today's marriages, so it seems, if you look at the Real Housewives of LA, everything is about security, right? Typically, these couples have nothing in common. One person's earning potential is much higher than the other person's. Typically, the woman is very beautiful. The man is very successful, right? Of course, men are attracted to beautiful women, right? It's in our nature. We love beautiful women. There's a reason why they're curvy and soft skin and pretty teeth and just beautiful, right? So we see that because it's symbolic to what you can achieve when you're successful. So we want that beautiful woman. We want the trophy wife, right? She's looking like, you know what? He makes a lot of money. He deserves me because guess what? I earned that. I'm beautiful. Most men can't have me. So they form what? A union based off what?
Superficial stuff.
Superficial stuff, right? So love is saying, you know what? I can be there when there's nothing there. And I'll give you an example. Biblical terms. When Jesus Christ was walking to the cross, he had no reason to die for us because we didn't deserve it. His love was based on understanding and compassion. When he went to the cross, none of us deserved salvation. He had no reason to die for us. We didn't deserve it. But if there was something that he loved about us, he would have never made it to Calvary. He would have never made it to the cross because that thing would have died prior to him getting there. Love is about grace. Hold on. Because I got me one, coach. Okay, I got me one, coach. Love is all about grace and mercy. When I make a mistake and I fall short and I'm not providing as a man and me and my kids got a bad relationship, you love me in spite of and not because of. So love is the byproduct. When I'm short on the bills and you got to go out there and get a job and not only keep the kids, but work at night when they're asleep, that's love. Love is not because of, it's in spite of. It's grace and mercy. I'll give you an example. What is a dollar bill? Is it money? Is it money?
Currency.
Yeah, currency.
Or is it a debt note? Is it a promise to pay? What is it?
Promise to pay.
It's a promise to pay.
Yes.
If I put a block of gold here, what is that? What is a block of gold? That's
I don't
money.
know. Yeah,
That's
yeah,
currency.
Yeah.
See it. A debt note is a promise to pay. Something has to what? Back it. If I have a block of gold, what backs it? Nothing but itself. That's love. A debt note, money, something has to back it. Because you can print it. You can throw it away and print it, right?
Right.
So I love this person, and the new concept of love is a debt note, meaning that your love, something has to back it, whether it be you make a six-figure salary or you have a Bentley and a mansion. But love, as it's defined, is a block of gold. Nothing has to back it because that's what it is. It's grace and mercy.
So help me understand this.
I will
here,
help you
because,
understand.
So you're saying that marriage, persons coming together should look for this partnership versus looking for love.
Unless I don't understand the definition of marriage, then yes.
And so what would you tell everyone that's listening that has married based solely off of love?
The first question I ask them is, what is it that they loved about their spouse?
Well, that could be a variety of things. And then
And that's the problem.
we passed that.
That's the problem.
What do you mean?
Love is not a variety. Love is one thing. Because when Jesus Christ went to the cross, it was a variety of things that he loved about us.
That's compounded though.
His
like
love-
there's so many things that make me love you. There's so many things that
No, there's so many things that may keep you interested. There's so many. Coach, I got me one. Coach, I got me one. I got me one, Coach. And I came with an empty stomach. Listen, there's so many things that keep me interested. There's so many things that keep me intrigued. But love is elastic. It's grace and mercy. You've already stretched me this much. Okay, you came in late. Okay, you had an affair. Okay, you blew all the mortgage and rent money. Okay, guess what? I forgive you. We're going to keep things moving, and I'm going to supplement your short. Listen, love essentially is supplementation. And what I mean by that is, although we didn't deserve salvation, God said, my blood will supplement where you fall short. That's what love is. It's supplemental.
And I wouldn't say that that's not there still with people. Because
But love can't be a variety because the moment that one thing goes, love is gone. That's
No.
why people divorce. And that's why love now, I believe, is all about security because there's multiple things, like you said, a variety of, I can love you can't love a variety of things about me because love is not based on, listen, love is not based on a characteristic.
Right?
Love is not a characteristic.
It's
not.
You build up to that breaking point. Everyone does.
Listen to me. Love
What do you
is
mean
not.
by you build up
Thank
to
you,
the breaking
Coach.
point?
Thank you, Coach.
What does that
Thank
mean?
you, Coach.
No, but what does that mean?
He gave those examples.
Well, I'm saying you build up to those breaking
The
points.
breaking point
What
was to
does that
show
mean?
you how love conquers all. Jesus Christ.
How many times are you late? How many times do you get to cheat? How many
Elastic.
times do you get
Elastic.
No.
You keep stretching me, and I don't break.
Oh, you're not walking on top of me like that. Absolutely
Well,
not.
help me out with this one then.
So you get your cheater pass, and I say because we're married, because
you don't
love
know.
is indefinite.
Hold on, Coach, I got me one.
No,
Hold on, Coach.
no,
Coach,
that's you're saying
please,
no.
Coach, I got her.
No,
Coach, she
no.
fell for it. Coach, I got me one. I can tell you
Hell
why.
no.
Ready for this? No, we're talking about marriage, right?
We are.
So when you say I do, in Corinthians, love believes all. Stop. Love bears all. Stop. Love endures all. Stop. When I talk in elastic, it says all. Endures, believes, bears. It's in Corinthians if you know the Bible.
Right. I do.
So when you say I do, that's part of your marriage vows. Love is supplementation for where I fall short. There's no timeline or there's no limit on love. God showed us that none of us was worth dying for, but his blood was enough that it supplemented where we fell short. He could have said, you know what? I'm tired of y'all niggas because y'all know y'all was all black in Africa. Anyway, period. But the point is, love doesn't have an expiration date because if it did, we would all be in hell. We would all be doomed. But when I took my vows in Corinthians, by the way, it says, do you promise to a blah, 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 blah? Love endures. Love bears. It believes all.
And then
all doesn't give you a timeline.
And then that
It gives
is
you a
why we're not marrying.
Yeah, because y'all guys don't know the definition.
There's
and
no
see, marriage
all.
is about money now. That's why I called it
There's
Hunger
no
Games. Because guess
all.
what? Oh, it's like the stock market. Oh, this nigga got money. Okay, I know it's not going to be long term, but this is what I can get out of it.
Yep.
So guess what? I play marriage like I play the stock market rather than playing marriage like it's a partnership.
It could never be a strong marriage if you're constantly becoming weak emotionally and mentally based off of infidelities or lacks of from
How
another
are you
partner.
becoming weak though? I mean, in those instances, no,
you're-
hold on.
yeah.
In those instances, wouldn't you become stronger knowing that this person has done it, and then it didn't stop you from? It didn't stop you from. It didn't completely tear you down. It didn't destroy you. Yes, it was a traumatic experience, but you may not have learned from it to address the
That's
issues
what I was
that's
gonna-
going on. But you've become a stronger person because you can deal with it.
Anyone that's ever been cheated on and they are in a true situation where they feel like they are compatible with that person and in love, that shit tears you up.
You're
that
right.
makes
It will tear you
makes
up,
you
yeah.
not want to eat. It makes you not want to sleep. It makes you just think about that situation and all the what ifs and in betweens. When did this start? How long did this go on? That stops you from being able to be a functional part to that partnership. So how the hell could it not make you weak? Before it makes you strong.
All right. I mean, putting it like that, I get it.
Strength will only come from you coming to a place where you feel secure enough again in that partner to where you think they could never do this to me again because they've seen what it's done to me before.
And then they do it again.
And then they do it again. So how many damn times do you get agains before I say, screw this shit?
Well, I mean,
You know what I mean?
hey,
Like there,
been there, done that. Took one
exactly.
for me.
Yeah, like there's no possible way that you can gain the strength before you get weak, at all. There's not one person. Come on, please tell me there's a person that you got strong before you had a weak spot with that situation, and finding out that your partner cheated, stole all the money from the bank account, or did something with the kids that they didn't have, whatever. They took them someplace that the other parent disagreed with, even sports. You put the kid in football and the mom said, I don't want him
For
there.
richer, for poor, for better, for worse, through sickness and in health. We married. So so we all think that back in the 50s, 20s, and 10s, 1910s and stuff, that people had perfect relationships.
They didn't.
No,
So hold on.
no.
So what I'm saying is, those people stayed married through slavery.
I mean,
Hold on. I'm making a point. We have it better today. I'm not saying that we don't have issues. But men and women have it, especially minorities. There's some things that are still messed up. But we have it better today and access to things that we never had access to. People were still in slavery before the 1900s, whatever, when they got emancipated, whatever. But women were being raped, kids were being taken, and they still stayed together.
And that right
Through all
there.
that. Hold on, but today, in today's society, we got it much better. Problem is, we think that we love people, so we marry them for what we believe we love them for. But you don't marry for love, you marry for partnership and companionship. Love is a byproduct that keeps you together. Let me give you an example. I'm gonna use myself for example. Been married for 12 years. I have not been the man I was supposed to be. I wasn't. My wife and I didn't marry for love. We didn't. I was not the man I could have been and should have been to my family and my wife. I was not. She should have left me. She could have left me, but she stayed. There was no reason to stay. There was no security. There was no nothing.
Mm-hmm. And that's where I think you're mistaken. People don't always leave right away. And that's why I said they build up to that.
You marry for a lifetime. Love is the byproduct that says, you know what? My vow says for better or for worse, through sickness and health, for richer and for poor. So love is the product that keeps you together. Love is about grace. There's nothing more satisfying than going through a time in your life when you know you're completely nothing. And somebody saying, you know what? I still see the value in you. That's enough to say, you know what? Whatever wasn't in me, but now you've lit a fire.
So what
Man,
about
listen.
in that same situation that you talk about, but you have the person who doesn't see the value in you? Like, I mean, and I'll give you an example. So a person, you're not
Because
you're not sitting in a
I can
well
tell you
place.
why.
Hold on.
Yeah.
You're not sitting in a well place, within your marriage.
They're not.
And then, that person tells you when you're having a bad time is, why would I want to spend time
I
with
can tell you why.
When,
I can tell you why.
We're not even getting along.
I can tell you why. Can I go deep?
Yeah.
I
Jacques
wanna-
Cousteau.
you want me to jock it?
Take it.
If I go to the bank and make a deposit of $100, come back 8 months later and ask the value of my account, what should the teller say?
8 months later, you have gained some interest. I mean,
So they can't see value in something they haven't, guess what, invested in. They can't see value in something they haven't invested in, right? So if I haven't invested anything in the bank and I go to ask the value of it, what is it going to be? Null, zero. Love, pause. Marriage is a partnership. It's companionship. See, today's marriages, no one wants to give anything. They want to come in with everything already established and of value. Marriage is only valuable when you both contribute. That's what marriage is. It's a partnership.
Yeah.
I give, you give. And on the days I can't give, you give. You supplement. It's elastic. I keep saying the word elastic because things that can stretch and not break. No, that's not their true form, but you can stretch it and it doesn't break. That's love. Because no matter how far apart we are in the house, emotionally, we don't break. That's what love is. Now, pause. We've been talking about love. Let's talk about marriage. Marriage is a partnership that we both have to invest in. So when we go to withdraw, when everything is going wrong, it's like investing money. Then when a recession comes and there's no access to anything because we invested, we can withdraw from it, right?
Right.
And then we can go into overdraft. It's kind of like grace. But marriage is not about what you can get out of it. See, that's the thing about it. It's two people who want to be together. They want to partner up. They want to build a legacy.
Okay, wait, stop.
Okay.
No. Because you're telling me you, yourself, married for the partnership. Then you're also saying marriage current day should be based off of partnership.
Correct.
And now you're running over into saying why love should be the reason of marriage.
No, love is what keeps you married. It's not why you should get married.
So then,
Because when you marry for love, as soon as that reason dissolves,
so you fall
so
in
does your
love later. You fall for the qualities.
Explain to me fall in
or-
love. What is fall in love?
The love comes later. Love is last.
Love is something that's built in the partnership. It's not what you rely on to enjoy that person.
So you wouldn't be in love before you got married? Just to say?
Absolutely not. You can't be. You can't be. Because
man.
what tests that love?
So, I mean, then what
'Cause
are
everybody
you? I mean,
knows-
is it lust?
so-
or-
IG models worldwide.
Listen,
Listen up.
hold
He's
on,
telling
pause.
you come
Pause.
through.
You don't fall in love before you, because everybody's in a honeymoon phase.
Catch that bag, sis.
Guess what? I don't see no wrong in her. Man, I like her. You like a person. Sometimes you're infatuated with them.
Yeah.
But
You enjoy the back
I enjoy
shots?
the conversation. Yeah, I enjoy the back shots. I enjoy the conversation. This is someone who, you know what? We have some common interests. I can build with this person. I enjoy talking to this person. I can learn from this person.
Traditional
Hold
vows.
on. I can grow with this person. Because to be married, you must admit, before you get married, you must admit that that person can supplement in areas of your life where you know that you're deficient.
Traditional
Right?
vows.
So when I got married,
in
I knew I had a lot of growing to do.
language. In any
Here we go
language,
now.
state love. They are a precedent of love. You
But what is
cannot-
love?
Stop.
What is love?
Any language,
Right.
you have to have the
I think I
love
proved my
there
point.
as well.
I think I proved my point.
So you can't say you marry and there's no love. What are you saying to each other?
You don't marry for love.
Okay.
It's love that keeps you together.
But everyone goes in
Right?
with love too. When they're standing there at whatever
I mean,
altar.
'cause there's a point
when
where you
they're-
said,
when
I
they're at
love
altar,
you
yes,
before we
Right.
got
exactly.
married.
Okay.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
'Cause
There's
you're
that point.
You're dating. There's some elastic there. There's some grace.
Yeah,
there. I take that back. I take that back. Yes. That ultimately, because it's an investment, right? It's an investment that you have to withdraw from. But at the same time, I'm marrying you because I love you. That's like saying I marry you and I love you. Basically, I forgive you and all the grace I forgive. No. I think that we are great together. I think that we can build a life together. We share some of the same values. We have some of the same interests. We actually add value to each other's lives. That's why you get married. It has nothing to do with love. Love is the thing that keeps you together. Love is the understanding of grace.
So what if
and
you
mercy.
run out of love?
How do you run out of
during
grace
your
and mercy?
marriage?
Did Jesus Christ run out of it?
Just because he didn't run out,
So
don't
y'all
mean
think
that humans won't run out though.
And
Oh,
that
okay.
right
I
there,
apologize. Just the
yes.
human
we
mind.
all sin.
We're all saying
I came in with 80,000 in love, like virtual currency. VC on 2K.
You could leave.
Well,
you could leave
I
with
come to the-
25,000 worth of love.
Oh, don't do it. Don't you do that. So what do you mean?
I wasn't ready.
Oh, wait. Ooh, wait.
Again, it comes back to
Is
what
that why
he's
is there a
saying.
for sale sign on the speakers? Are you having a yard sale? You ain't had a haircut in 8 months. I never knew you could grow an afro.
Man,
and that's where it comes in.
You got an afro,
With-
Will.
with a person becoming too weak to withstand the situation that they're in.
You know what I'm tired
When do you
of?
love
I'm
yourself
so tired
more?
of y'all folks.
Damn it, Professor.
I'm so
I
tired.
gotta
I'm
love
so
me.
tired of y'all.
I
Because
gotta
you know
love
what?
me.
You know what? Y'all want so much more than you're willing to give. If Jesus Christ required as much as what he given, we all be in hell right now, burning in a lake of fire.
oh my, yeah.
So y'all don't understand love. Y'all want love to be what y'all think it is because that's what y'all felt. That was your mama showed you. Love
Nah.
is the fact that no matter, listen, I'm with you. I'm your partner. So if you're doing bad, the business is doing bad, the relationship is doing bad. So I must supplement for what you're losing.
And I think that's
Right?
still there.
But I can't say, well, I love you because you got nice lips. I love you because when I met you,
will
you
say
dressed nice.
Women are easy. He didn't
Right.
kiss me goodbye. He
He
don't
don't
love
love
me.
me. He don't love me.
And
Because they don't
good-
understand men, period. Like we don't understand women, right? We still have communication issues.
And good
But
emotional
marriage
humor,
nowadays
that's not
is the
something
stock
that's
market,
taken-
brother. Marriage is the stock market. This nigga didn't want to work. This nigga had the nerve to tell me that he had to stop by his mama house. He ain't talking to his kid. You listen, we all fall short. We all go through seasons.
And that part.
There's nothing more that the enemy wants to do is to break up a union.
Sometimes
Okay,
when
so-
people get secure in that
Check this
marriage,
out.
things
So check this out.
change too.
So check this out. Everything changes. That's life, sweetheart. Tell me something that doesn't change.
So what are these things
Hold
that
on,
change?
Professor, I got me one. I got me
You
one. on the-
always want to catch me.
Yeah.
Let's
see,
go.
See, this is the thing, sis. Everything changes, but everything doesn't grow. That's the difference. Everything. Listen.
And even if I'm still
Everything
watering
changes.
you, if I'm still watering you and you're not growing, then you're dead weed.
No, because
You're
your
out.
attitude lacks sunlight. Pause.
Nah.
Anyway, pause.
Sunlight.
Pause. Your attitude like sunlight. Pause.
Nah.
I want you now. Pause. Listen, marriage is not just about the husband and wife. That's why partnership is important. A car that's brand new can't run if it's not aligned. The point is this. You have kids, you have legacy. I'm not just doing it for this person. We're doing it for our legacy. Her job is to teach the woman how to be productive in the marriage. His job is to show a man. Because see, if we had more marriages, we'd have less crime. We have less of a lot of things. Yes, we would. Because you got mom and dad in the household, right? Dad is the disciplinary, right? I'm not talking about whoopings, but he's to keep the man focused. The mom is the nurturer. She's to show him how to be soft to a woman and understanding of her needs. And she's to show the woman how to listen to the man and understand the signs and the signals. Marriage is a chemistry, right? Sometimes it doesn't involve love. That's why you can't get married for love. You have to get married for partnership. Love ultimately comes because there's things that happen. And that's what tests you. That's why your vows say for better, for worse, because those things are elastic. They're there to keep you together when you're stretched apart, right? You need love then.
we're
You
never-
need love then when it requires forgiveness. You need love then when she's cheating on you. You need love then when he's cheating on you. Or guess what? He gambled all the electric bill money away and the rent money away. I did that. I didn't have anything. I need elastic then because I made a mistake. We often take a person's mistake in marriage and we penalize them. Because their ideal of marriage, their meaning women, is that he's supposed to be perfect and he's always supposed to pay the bills on time and add value.
My question,
I'm not done because
Okay,
the guy, I struck a nerve. Now she wants to talk.
We
I
gonna
struck a
let him
nerve.
go. We
Go
gonna
ahead.
let him go.
Go ahead, Lexi. Go ahead, Lexi. I pause. I pause.
I'm saying,
ready
though,
for you.
I just can't get past how many damn times does this occur? These wrongs.
Quit picking the wrong man. Pause.
But you don't always know they're wrong when you're going in.
Yeah, you do.
Not everyone. No,
listen,
if we go back to the red flags, that we talked about,
do it.
if
This
we
my
go
department.
back to the
This
red
your department.
flags,
This your department.
we choose to ignore
Red Flag Corporation.
or
You got an
run
LLC.
over them bitches.
You need the open
I
LLC.
mean, you know,
Red Flag Corporation LLC.
we just, I mean, that's what we tend to do. We're
Right.
so blinded by the thought of love, or as we should say, lust in some of these situations, that we choose to ignore these things. These things feel good to us, even though they're not good
They're
for
not good.
us.
They're familiar. And we group things that are familiar with. So this is how we work. Well, okay, I've seen that before. Okay, so that must be that. We label everything. Right? We don't have no common sense or discernment. We just label everything. I've known men who've come out of tumultuous relationships and go back to the same chick. Why do you think that is?
That's all they know.
Right? Because we allow our trauma to be the compass for our expectation.
I agree.
Okay? So this young lady said, well, why? Hold on. She said, she talked in plural. Why do they? It's not they. She keeps speaking the same person.
No.
Because when you got the same issue with different individuals,
No.
okay, hold on, pause.
That's a
Then that
pattern.
mean, hold on, ready for this? Then that means you haven't changed and you have an issue. Pause. Go there.
I
You
was
knew
waiting-
it was coming.
I was waiting for
You
that.
knew
No,
it was
yeah,
coming.
I wasn't. I'm glad you didn't drop the bomb because I would have.
Don't play victim. Don't play victim with Professor Neil Will. Don't play victim with us at all. Don't play victim with us.
No,
right. We're talking marriage now.
And I have to tell you, no.
Right.
I mean, and I can solely speak off of a person that's lived a completely different relationship of past to current day. Not true. I am saying, in reference to change of a person, sometimes there are things that you discover. Yeah, there's red flags with everyone. Everyone sees red flags, but hell, you're not going to. What about even people that turn into like just, I don't know, they pick up drugs one day after the fact, and they never had even smoked a cigarette. To your awareness, to your understanding.
I mean,
You know,
unfortunately,
there's extreme cases. You know what I'm saying? So, but what you're saying is you're blocking out. You're boxing everybody into let's stay no matter what, and that's what I'm not going to be able to get behind.
Coach, can I get this one?
I mean, you
Coach,
hey,
thank you, Coach. I'm sorry.
you can shoot the three.
Yeah,
All right, shoot the three.
I'm not getting it, man.
Sis, there's something that is beautiful about love. Now, I said that love is grace and it's mercy. There's something beautiful about it. Love is also the most powerful force in this world because love was used to redeem us. Ultimately, love is forgiveness. There's nothing more pivotal than somebody having an ought towards you or somebody committing something towards you. And you look them in the eye and say, you know what? I forgive you. That's enough to change my heart. Because 9 times out of 10, they're not expecting it. They're expecting either to revenge them or to cut them off. And I keep having to use the biblical aspect of love, which is there's only one model of love, and that's what Jesus Christ did when he died for us. He said, no matter what you did, I'm going to die for you. I forgive you.
But
Right?
see,
Hold on, pause.
you're
Yeah,
giving-
hold on.
yeah,
Hold on, listen.
I'm not with you on this.
You
one.
don't have to.
Thank
well,
you.
and I'll
Thank
explain.
you.
Well,
Well, listen,
well,
I'm
thank
gonna give you
you.
26,000 worth of game.
Like,
You're gonna be up
thank
1,000 when I'm
you.
done with you. You're gonna be up $1,000. It doesn't matter how many times someone did things. Forgiveness is the most powerful force. It's so powerful that it can change a person who there's no hope for. Right? If you get married because you want a perfect life, don't get married. If you get married and you have limitations on what you're willing to forgive and endure, don't get married.
But see,
Because the Bible never says, and this is what I go through, and I'm not trying to push this on anybody, that you're going to be guaranteed a great life. Because sometimes in the beginning, things are good, and in the end, things are bad. There are times where things in the beginning, things are bad, but on the back end, things are good. My marriage.
but see, no, check this out though, because
Yeah.
this is my
I'm
hard deal.
trying to make sure that we cover our bases.
I get you, but to me, love is beautiful and love is ugly as fuck at the same time. And this is why I say
Why
this.
is it ugly?
Because I can easily forgive you, but that don't mean I'm fucking with you anymore. I can forgive you all day long and forget you because you can't do those sins against me anymore.
So
I don't love you any less
So
for
it
what
will.
the things that you did for me.
So it will.
But I'm not fooling with you.
So it will. That sounds good. But explain to me how you can forgive me, but we can't deal with each other. Explain that to me.
There's no ill will. I have no ill will thoughts towards you. I have no ill actions that I'm going to do towards you. I'm going to be cordial with you, and I'm going to conversate or do whatever as far as those means, but you don't get special favors from me.
And
you don't get
again.
Sir,
how many
sir,
times do you
sir.
get to sin against
Excuse
the
me.
a
relationship?
special
I'll
favor.
get to-
does
I'll
not-
get to you.
but a special favor does not equal love,
Sir.
And now
You're
I
not
can show
sir.
grace by if you get into a situation where your life is on the line
Put
or
on
something like
the
that.
gloves.
I help you out or something like
You
that.
better. Because I got to come for him, but I don't like to come for him. Will. I got to come for you
But
now.
Put on the gloves.
for I can forgive you all day long.
It
but
will.
just the level that
It
I'm
will.
going to fool with you,
It will. That's not forgiveness.
it is forgiveness.
You think that's forgiveness?
Because just because I don't let you do it to me again,
because
that's
I
not
don't
forgiveness?
forget. Because I
Because
don't
I don't
forget.
forget.
Who said you would do it again? Who said the person would do it again?
Oh, there's plenty of
There's
examples
not-
of
yeah.
people doing
Let's
it
not
over
do that,
and over
Professor.
and
Let's
over
not do that.
again.
You
I
know.
mean, we'll do the classic. I mean, in my job, I see it every day. I love him. I'm not gonna leave him, but he just beats your ass. And then I come back to the house again. He beats your ass again.
Exactly.
And then I come back to the house again after I told you need to get away from this man because you're gonna
Exactly.
wind up dead.
Of course. That's abuse.
So
Yeah, there's a clause. There's a clause.
there's some love there, but that don't mean. that
Thank you.
Well,
it's-
if he's treating her like a tennis ball,
But I'm saying.
if he hit her like that, he
But
go back for a
that's
tennis
my
ball, yeah.
point as well.
There's love.
When
Yeah.
it starts to damage
when it gets
you.
to that point where it can kill you, you got to get out of it.
But
That's not
but
love.
even financially,
see, no,
you can kill
financially,
me.
mentally,
I mean,
emotionally,
exactly.
you can kill
My
me.
point, you can kill me if I start to feel my walls are being torn down because you're not
Now, how are
taking
your
care of the
walls
money.
getting torn down?
Hey, because financially, the money starts disappearing. You know what I mean? Like that, there's no possible way you can try to explain using the basis of love to stick in that type of situation. And also to point across, you like to use the Bible a lot here in your reference. So let me go ahead and ask you this. Because at a certain point, God himself also got fed up. Hence the ark. Hence Sodom and Gomorrah. So he also said, I'm going to come in here and I'm going to tear all this mess up. So what about that for reference of love? Because he came in, he killed it all.
It will. And pass the ball to you.
Hold on. I think I got me one.
He went deep.
Okay. So I'm just saying,
But,
though.
I mean, it's just examples of that. I mean, it's just like, because like we just said, I mean, I can love a person to death, but that don't mean that they're good for me.
Yeah.
Now,
Unfortunately.
I can forgive. I mean, I have no problem because forgiving, I just know that I can't fool with you on that type of level because you will do something to hurt me again. And if I continue to allow you to hurt
and that's
me
the
again,
unfortunate part because I do. It's not that we don't understand what you're saying because I do.
No.
But the
That
thing
was great.
is,
Actually,
sometimes
that was great, Becky.
Yeah. With the long hair.
But let me say that. But let me say this. There's a reason why.
Wait,
hold
real
on.
quick.
There's a reason why we never had the power of repentance. What I mean by that is we never had the power to redeem. I take that back.
Yeah,
Not repentance,
there you
but the
go.
power to redeem. God knew better than giving man the power to redeem. You know what I'm saying? So you're right. Jesus Christ did what he was supposed to do. The Father did what he was supposed to do. But you don't have that power.
Right.
Hold on. Hold on.
Okay,
Pause. So your job is to endure, believe, and bear. Let God decide. It's not for you. So there was never a timeline or a clause. Well, there's some things in marriage that will violate the marriage, right? However, there are things that you have to let God have because when you make that union, you're making it, when you put your hand on the Bible when you get married, there's a Bible when you get married, right?
usually.
Now, it says believe all things till 2028, bear all things till 2024. And if this happens, no, I agree with you. There's a reason why he wiped the face of the earth because he was dissatisfied, right? But that's not your decision of when and how. That's not your decision. I agree with you on that. That was a great rebuttal. What you missed was he didn't give you the authority to do that. So when you get, hold on, pause. I know you want to say something because you got a limit on your head. The point is this. The point is this. He didn't give you the authority to make that decision.
But see,
Once you entered into that union, the intent was for it to be lifelong. He didn't have to die for our sins. There were people who never, ever repented.
But he died.
Still,
He died. Why do I have to?
You don't have to die. But if you enter into that union, you must obey. Because what you did was you put your hand on that Bible, you looked him into his pretty eye because he was looking handsome that day, and he put a big ring on you, and y'all just knew y'all was about to buy a big old house. Everything was good then, right? So the front of it was good. But when the rubber met the road and the nigga was messing up and she was messing up, oh, you know what? God took the art. He washed everything away like a fish take aquarium. Listen to what I'm telling you. We don't understand. See, we refuse to understand love. Love has a woman.
It doesn't have the same definition from back then. It
A
doesn't.
woman can love her child in the most authentic and rawest capacity because he birthed her. She understands the relationship. But her husband, she can't. Because she can separate the two. But he was growing inside of me. I birthed him. So I can love him like that. See, a woman can love a child in accordance with the biblical way. She can do it. I've seen it. But she can't love a man that way. She can relate when it comes to a child.
I'm going to take it back.
Pause. Go ahead.
To what we were saying
Let's
earlier.
talk about it now.
I mean, in that same sense that, he didn't give us the authority
to redeem anybody.
Well, but see,
because people are too fickle.
We may not have that, but he gave us the vehicle. He gave me the vehicle to go forth and do things.
I understand that.
So if it wasn't meant to be for us to separate, why would he allow us to be able to get a divorce?
You're very vague. Go a little deeper.
Well,
you're vague. You're vague.
I mean,
there are several wives in the
he
book,
hates divorce.
The Bible.
Listen,
I get that
he
part.
hates it.
Hates it, but it's a necessary evil
because it goes against the principle of forgiveness, which ultimately is grace, which ultimately is love.
How about you're
because
forgiving
if he divorced
yourself?
you,
You finally
he never
forgave
divorced.
yourself.
He never
to get
divorced
away.
you. He died for you. He never divorced you, no matter how raggedy we were. You guys want, what's funny? Y'all give up. That's why we divorce, because we give up so easily. We put a timeline on it.
Now that is
but
not accurate assumption.
Then explain it differently.
Because
I give it a 50-50.
most relationships,
Okay.
damn it, all relationships experience trials prior to the I do, before the marriage.
So what makes it appealing
I've
to marry
stuck-
then with
I've
that?
stuck there. I've
Right.
stuck
So
there.
if they stay there
because
after
I
the
see
marriage,
the
what
vision.
happens?
I see the vision.
Okay.
So I'm already there. We've experienced whatever hardships there are in your own personal relationships. We get to the I do, and I'm
Right.
still sticking. However, after a certain point, I'm unsticking. That shit sometimes is just too much because it then starts to be a toll on your own self.
Yeah, so anybody who marry her, they on the clock.
Yeah, it's all, no. Stick true.
tick,
Stay true.
tick.
Stay true.
I mean,
and
but
it's the ultimate sins that I'm speaking in reference of.
I can't allow someone to kill me mentally,
Thank you.
physically,
Thank you.
emotionally,
or
or those reasons, and that's what kills the relationship. I'll give you this.
You're giving
a lot of relationships people have gave up too easily in a lot of
Agreed.
things. There have been some relationships where that does happen, but that's not every
That's
relationship
not every
when it comes
case.
to divorce.
Sometimes it's too damn much.
Or when it comes to giving up, that relationship.
Right.
There's a lot more there
And if that were
sometimes
the
to
case,
it than just that.
you're giving an ultimate pass too easily to I cheated again. Oh well.
And so if
The-
you're
the
just going to
love.
let this person continually
Yeah,
cheat on
like-
you, when is it going to take enough for them to come back and bring you HIV?
Thank you.
Or when is it going to take enough for them to, beat on you enough to
Or
where
even-
that's going to be the last time they do that?
Or even they have this relationship with the other person, they come back and beat on you. You don't even know why.
Or they're dogging you so much emotionally and mentally that you kill yourself. Which is one of the ultimate sins.
Thank you.
There. So, that's some of the things that it's not just that, give up easily. There are some segues there that
Round of
deserve
applause.
that deserve that when it comes to, dissolving
Mm-hmm.
a relationship like that. And that's just for the safety of you, your children,
Mm-hmm.
and everything. And that I see that. I truly do understand what you're saying.
Yeah, so
but
let me give it a little bit more insight. And I
there
don't mean to cut
are-
you off, Will. The reason why I said Hunger Games is because it was like a battle, and two
Hey,
people
we
kind of
battling today.
Two people kind of battled, and it was almost to the death. It was so ugly. And I don't know if you guys watch Hunger Games, but if you haven't watched it,
yeah.
please watch it. And these people battled each other to the death for something specific, right? And when I watched it, I was like, man, this is interesting because this has the potential of actually becoming our society. It really does.
Crazy.
But then
crazy
I
enough,
said,
yeah.
wait a minute. I know enough people who've been divorced or are going through divorce that, man, it's like Hunger Games. These people they're trying to break each other's spirit, bank account, lifestyle. It's bad. And I said, what would
And
take something
that's
that
at the
is-
end.
Pause. What would take something to be meant to be so beautiful and make it so ugly? And my only answer was because they don't understand what it is they were committing to.
So now I'm gonna really throw some shit out there for you, Professor.
Go deep, jock it,
You were there from day one.
You my guy.
Did I not battle?
man.
Did I-
I'm gonna
did
tell you.
I
I'm
not?
gonna be honest with you.
Did I? Did I?
I
not?
say this. I was very concerned, you being my friend, because your emotional state was at best on life support. At best.
Thank you.
And for someone to be as accomplished as you are, to have overcome as many adversities as you are, and the things I know that you ever overcame, you had trouble overcoming this. And that's how I knew that you were in a really bad state. And there were times I was selfish and I was like, man, I just wish he would just get rid of this and just be done with it. But now I'm understanding some things. that sometimes we ignore partner. When you go into business and you look at a person's risk, you assess the risk and says, if I go in business with this person or this company, how do they add value to my company? How do I add value to their company? What risks am I assuming? And what risks are they assuming, right? You have to have some conversation there. And I think that when you entered into your partnership, you drove like past 5 red lights in the middle of traffic.
Yeah, I was like in the 5th ward trying to make it to my destination.
The thing that I didn't understand is that how can a person who has overcome all the things that he's overcome struggle with this? So that's why I was trying to bridge the gap. I was trying to understand. I was seeking for understanding. And then the emotional state that it had you in had me super concerned because you're not an unstable person. You're a person who knows how to manage their emotions and can take control of the situation. That's what you do. But in this situation, you didn't. So my selfish part said, man, I'm concerned he need to get it out of this. But then I realized, what is it that was presented to my friend that he ignored? That's what we need to change about him. We need to change that about you.
Granted.
Right? Because that's your occupation.
Okay, but even everything you just said, you still would have, even with you seeing how he was affected,
right?
You hearing about it or feeling your friend's pain and seeing how it's affecting then you,
right?
You still stay because of love.
Oh, I got me one, coach. Because once you enter into that union, you make the promise to God.
But if the other person's constantly breaking,
but you're not letting me finish. You fail to ignore the signs. But once you made that commitment, the commitment does not change. You made the mistake. God said, when you marry for life. This is the union. These are the clause. This is the clause. Because you married the wrong person, you act like the rules don't apply. No, that's the problem with you women nowadays.
No, I didn't say that. I understand the contract.
No, that's what you said.
I understand.
Because you said when, how, when, why, timeline, clock, ticking, time.
I have an understanding.
But what I'm saying
not
is,
an acceptance.
That's why you have to choose your partner carefully.
And that's why we're not married.
We are all given discernment. If there are signs, why would you even consider marriage? Because hold on, this is what we do today, men and women. You know what? I'm gonna marry him anyway. It doesn't mean that you can run away from the commitment because you said, "I promise to endure."
And that's why your percentage at the very beginning said there's less married now than there were in the past. We're not marrying because of that.
Okay,
we can't commit.
So why would you waste your time?
Promise.
Why would you waste your time?
Oh, because humans are lonely by instinct. We want somebody.
So you settle for
we
less.
Want a companion. No, I want a friend. Or I want a companion. Or I want a partner.
I'm lonely. I want somebody. So I settle for.
But I'm not ready to make that promise to God.
I settle for the unsuitable.
No.
That makes a lot of sense.
That doesn't mean anything. There's a lot of people that have been in relationships for 10 plus years that don't have the piece of paper.
So let's just admit, you don't want marriage, you want companionship.
So they're not settling in any capacity.
You don't want marriage, you want companionship. That's fine.
I think everyone wants companionship.
Right.
Even a person that just sits at home with their cat. So, everyone wants companionship.
So be grateful for what you have. They're not marriage material. They're companionship material. Stay in your lane.
And that, again, does not mean that.
So what do you mean?
Marriage, I think, has become a big fear factor nowadays. Because,
for women or men?
I think for both.
I agree.
Yeah, I would say for both. I wouldn't say for one or the other. And it's just...
And why?
Because of what you said, there's so much more... we have access to so much more now. Right. So, just because it may look really clean on this side, it could be really filthy on the other. And you're not able to see it if you're not involved in some ways with the internet even, or,
social media.
Yeah. So I think it's just a big fear because then, and hell, let's admit it, divorce is expensive as hell. It's a lot.
I wonder what it costs.
Well, 2-time world champion, spent about $20,000 on it.
Two-time world champ.
Two-time world champ right here.
So, when it comes down to it, it's a lot easier just to say goodbye versus to pay that price. Just be real about it. People feel like they're married without that title by a court.
Because, you can still divide things, beneficiaries,
Absolutely.
wills, deed, things such that nature without that actual extra piece of paper.
Well, and that paper doesn't do anything other than for you.
We don't do our homework. I want to meet your family. I want to see what they say. Show me your best friends. Who
doesn't though?
We don't do it anymore. We don't do it anymore.
You're assuming.
Well, no, I'm saying we don't do it anymore.
I don't know.
It's not as prevalent as it used to be.
I don't know.
See, traditionally, I want to meet the whole family. Who was I talking to the other day? And he was like, man, when I met my wife, I had to meet the entire family, everybody. And they trying to read me. I'm reading them because there's protocols in place that would allow us our common sense. Because a lot of times we're motivated by our loneliness and our horniness and stuff like that. But I want to meet these people, so I want to hear what they say about you. It's important. I want to see your family.
Yeah.
I want to see if your mama is a single mother,
happening?
how she values men, how she if you've been treated, how you're supposed to deal with a man, or how you're supposed to deal with a woman. I want to see this.
But why do you say that's not there? Because I can't think of any.
I'm saying that we don't do the research anymore like we used to. We are so independent of the process, meaning that two people get together. You may not meet that person till they engage. You may not meet their family till you. I want y'all to meet my. I want y'all to be my fiance.
That's a bad
They be like,
mistake.
nigga, listen, you've been dealing with her how long? You should have been brought. Man, they gonna give you 18 red flags, right? Because a woman and a man who really like you, the first thing, listen, I want to meet your family. I want them to get to know me so they know they're in good hands. I want to meet your mama so she know I'm going to be a good woman to you. Maybe I can learn some things about you, right? We don't do our research, and then we expect perfection. We expect things to happen beautifully because we negate the process. We violate protocol, right? If we go back historically, hey, listen, I'm dating this girl or this woman or this man, and I really like him. I want y'all to get a read on him because I trust y'all. Tell me what y'all think.
That absolutely still happens. You're just missing it.
No, I'm saying I know it happens, but it's rare. It's rare. Because the people I don't want nobody in my business. They ain't got nothing. Because you know why? My daddy was a hoe. He cheated on my mama, so he definitely need my boyfriend.
To a certain
he don't
capacity,
know no better, right?
to a certain
So it is.
capacity, but I still think of generations that are younger than myself and even my current peer
We've
group.
deviated from our generational
we
values.
meet one another. My girlfriend's introduced. We plan a big dinner at a restaurant. We all sit down with our dates, our significant others, to see how everyone meshes with
Interacts.
one another. Yeah, absolutely.
Put that man on trial.
Absolutely.
Put him on trial.
But
Ask him
not,
questions.
not in an uncomfortable way, you know. But he knows.
Why not?
You know.
Because there's no growth in comfort, no comfort in growth. Why not?
Why do you need to make somebody feel uncomfortable while they're eating their chicken dinner?
Enjoy your relationship.
You
then.
know, I'm saying, no, I mean, like, you're there, everybody's meshing,
There's no
everybody's
growth in
vibing.
comfort. There's no growth in comfort, no comfort in growth.
But I'm saying,
Eating on
Why
them
not?
thighs,
If
so I
you-
can lick them
if
thighs.
you're-
Make him work for what he wants.
if you're
If
all
he-
having a group setting, what do you mean make him uncomfortable?
Make her
Co-
uncomfortable. Ask her some
conversa-
questions.
and it happens, but
Okay.
not in a weird way.
It
Do
don't
you know
have
what
to-
I mean?
It doesn't have to be weird.
Yeah,
It could be. It just needs to be authentic, not weird. Just
yeah,
authentic.
and it does. So
Yeah.
I mean, I disagree because my generation of friends, my personal friends, we all do that.
How many are married?
Oh, out of us, let's say if I want to take the core group to 15,
That's a whole lot of math. How many married?
Core group, how many?
yeah, half of them are married.
50%. Okay.
Yeah, half of them are married and have been committed marriages for the past.
Okay, well,
4
now,
to
here's
5
the
years.
bomb. Now, out of your core group, how many of them have been divorced?
One.
So that
One.
reduces the.
She has been divorced. One person.
Okay.
Yes. And she is the oldest of the crew.
And why did she get divorced?
He became abusive mentally and to the children and herself. And he ultimately committed suicide because she would not stay. So, yeah, that's that situation. However, again, 50%. We've all placed every single person on trial, boyfriends, and we go back and we sit with our girls. Hey, girl, you know, I noticed this aspect. Are you aware? Or hey, I asked him this. He wasn't able to give a straight answer. You know, do you know about this situation or about this? So I don't think that does not happen because even Keisha in the hood and them is introducing the homegirls, and they still want to be around the homeboys.
Because in this certain situation, this is why I say this. Keisha in the hood. I'm not going to Keisha's house in the hood because I ain't got to deal with, you know, Kiwan
And Baby.
all the
But
others
you-
threatening to
but
shoot
you-
me because I'm dating their sister or their homegirl or their cousin. I'm not doing all that.
But your net worth would never have you hanging with Keisha in the hood.
I could.
You could.
She said something very interesting.
Yeah.
Your net worth.
Yeah.
Why would that be something that
So
would...
to press upon what you said in the beginning, successful man wants attractive woman. So if you're successful, I'm not saying Keisha's ugly or anything, but you also are looking past just the booty and the flesh. You know what I
the
mean?
character, right.
Yeah, you in a sense, if you're successful enough
not
and you've
your
grown,
beauty, it's your booty.
if you've grown based off your education and or experience to grow your business or somebody else's, then you're able to look at a human being and say, oh, this is just sleeping material or this is potential growth material. So you are not going to try to grow with Keisha from the hood.
Good point. Good point.
Yeah,
good
a lot of
point.
gravel out there. A lot of gravel. It took away all the flowers. That's a great point. I'm impressed.
Oh.
I just think today's society, marriages is just about, it's about securities. That's why I said it's Hunger Games. It's about the stock market because it's telling you that it costs you more to get rid of me than what I'm worth to you long term.
Well, yeah.
See, and
That's what it is.
I had a person tell me.
How many men? Hold on.
You
How
know,
many men have said, "I don't want to be in this relationship," or women, "I don't want to be, but it's going to cost me more to get rid of her."
I have
It's
more.
cheaper to keep
I have
her, right?
male friends that say that.
Like
I've had a whole bunch of people tell me it's cheaper
Yes.
to keep
I
her.
definitely
Yes.
want to get out of this relationship, but she's not worth what it's going to cost me. That's bad. Ooh, that's bad. Right?
Yeah.
So if he feels that way, then she's like, you know what? For him to offload this stock, it's going to cost him a whole lot. So I can sit here and get what I can get out of it, or he has to cash out. Ooh, that's bad.
I mean,
That's why I call it Hunger Games.
A
Ooh,
person
wait.
told me at one point in time, security, convenience, and comfortability.
Sound like a Cadillac.
Float.
Float. I just, I think that we have created our own ideal and concept of what marriage is supposed to be. It's turned into something ugly because, it's funny. As soon as this is what we do nowadays. Think about it. When people get married, they're thinking about the end game. That's the first thing they think about. And what I mean by that is, if I marry her, what will it cost me to get rid of her? Don't say that men don't think about that nowadays. What would it cost me to get rather than if I marry her, man, we can grow together and this is what we can have. Go ahead. Go deep. Jock it.
So I need you, Lexi. So you hinted upon it and things like that. So, with my possible net worth, I wouldn't mess with Keisha. So I find somebody else who's decent that's not Keisha. So I come to approach you and I say, hey, I like you and I want you. And I approach you. We're at a point in our relationship to where I feel we could get married. And I approach you with a prenup. How does that make you feel?
Ooh, good question.
I might be the wrong woman to ask this because I'm going to make you sign one.
Oh, my God.
So, that's just real right there. And I've learned that. I have friends that, look at me in complete shock and disgust and say, you can't love him. And I say, oh, I do.
But why a prenup, though? Just go a little deeper. Why a prenup?
I know where I am currently and I know where I'm capable of going.
Right.
So, regardless if you do shoot with me in the gym or not, I'm going to make sure I secure my own bag. Again, that independence.
Because
there.
you're factoring in this may not be long term?
No. I'm factoring in, you don't know how people think and change. I know where I am and I know what I'm capable of doing, but at the end of it all, you're not taking all my shit. You're not leaving me completely back at square one. I'm not going to be at zero because you decide to start having an affair and fall in love with the side bitch, or you decide to find a younger model that's more in tune because my car will get old. So I'm not going to leave myself starting back over and having to work those long hours that I've already fucking worked because you want to do you or whatever it be.
Damn.
And that's it. So yes, you're signing one with me. I'm the wrong one to ask, babe.
Okay. I see it.
It would be no offense. I will shake your hand and say, baby, you speaking my
so
language.
safe to say that your wedding vows will be probably coming out of Zoom Legal?
That's cute. But why do you joke that a woman would want a prenup? And we see men get one all the time.
I just don't understand if it's long.
Why, though?
If there's any kind of warning that would make you feel you have to protect your assets prior to going in, you may not should get.
Yeah. So I have children.
But I understand though.
I have children that don't belong to that person that I would be getting married with. So at the end of it all, I would feel that my children, because they've been with me since the beginning, you're stepping in.
Well, they're yours, right?
Yeah. So why wouldn't they be more entitled to some of that growth that I've obtained throughout the course of me prior to meeting you and then after meeting you? Be entitled to versus you coming in and whatever the reason we're parting ways, you get that money and then my children don't.
I think Lexi's saying that he's not capable of investing in a relationship equitable amount that makes her feel secure.
No. I'm not saying that because if I'm coming with you, you're putting in. You're putting in.
But what I'm saying is, if we go into it and we have to have a precondition, and love and marriage is unconditional, then I would have to say, okay, what am I doing wrong to make her feel, or this person feel that I don't even have the potential of adding to the relationship so that she doesn't have to worry, right? That for me that's troublesome.
So as you age, I think everybody starts off with this whatever pointless 10
because hold
things.
on, but Lexi, this is the thing. What if you come into a relationship with nothing, both parties, and you build something spectacular? You can't just say, okay, let's go into attorney and divide assets while we're married.
No, you cannot, and everybody knows
Actually,
that.
you kind of can.
But, okay, but kind of can. Okay, stand by, kind of can.
Two-time world champ. Two-time world champ.
Hold on, kind of can. But if I know that we've built this together and we both have the same amount of equity involved, There's no pressure.
I
there.
mean, as far
But-
as mentally in the moment with that
because
person.
hold on, you ready? Because that means we're less apart than we are together, and that's what marriage is all about.
Okay.
I just proved my point.
So no, you think so. So again, again, I'm coming in and I've built whatever financial.
I like that word. I've.
I've built whatever financial mountain of security for myself prior to our relationship. Okay, I have children or I don't have kids. I don't know. I have nieces and nephews. Who cares? I don't think that you should be privileged to half of that if we don't work out. Everything after that I do, that is dual. That's joint. The prior to, why do I got to split all that down? My house, my car, my 401k.
That doesn't happen
any
here in
bank
America.
accounts. Oh, wow. Hey, Professor, meet Ill Will. Go ahead and introduce yourself.
So what can Ill Will tell me about that?
Meet Ill Will.
What can Ill Will tell me about something like that? I mean, you telling me if I come into a relationship owning a home and everything that I've got on my own, I have to share it? There's no way. I don't think we do that here. There's no way.
Okay.
America's ruthless. I'll tell you right now.
And so the beautiful thing about your journey is you're not expecting and you have not ever experienced divorce. But
No.
So that's what you have never seen. And that right
good
there is what
observation.
sours individuals.
Well, I'll quote a very famous rapper. I'll change maybe one word. The villain does get fucked with no Vaseline.
You have been walking a little funny, yo. I just think that when you partner and you both give and you contribute and you build it together, then there's no worries about who did what. I mean, you both you have equitable interests into the relationship.
And I think that's beautiful.
It's very dangerous when you come into it with a surplus and this person comes in with a deficiency. Yeah, there's going to be some red lights there.
I admire your outlook. I do.
But I think that when you come in and you build it, man, that's so beautiful. When you build it together, that's beautiful. And I think that's the whole intent of marriage, that we do this together.
But we're older getting married now sometimes, so it's not always that she's coming in or he's coming in with less than. We could be mutually at the same exact
as an
net worth.
older, I mean, as you got so many.
Yeah.
No,
Yes.
we're coming into it preconditioned.
Well, no, but like she's saying, like as we're getting older, everybody's not going to be on the same level, and everybody is going to be at different moments in their lives coming in these relationships.
Of
As
course.
older people, we're more established than we were as kids. So you're
Absolutely.
not coming into this situation with zero unless you're sitting here trying to find some bum dude
Yeah.
or some bum chick that you're just trying to mess with, and then you turn around and try to turn that coal into a diamond.
I'm saying, don't get
Because
me.
we're not all sitting around trying to meet Future
well,
or
the-
wait at the end of the Lakers game for a play.
Well, the point is, we should listen. We want to make marriage what we think marriage should be. If we really looked at marriage and we really honored it and respected it and followed the guidelines of marriage, then we would know that. So if we knew that in advance, then we would be really strict about how we picked our partners.
I mean, and that's what it boils down to.
If we really respected marriage and understood what was required of ourselves, be that man and woman,
Yeah.
we would be really careful about who we gave our time to.
And that is, I mean,
And
I,
agree.
that was
completely right.
that's my whole point.
Yeah.
So because we don't understand, and now marriage is Hunger Game, because like I get with this nigga, listen, I'm gonna make it so hard for him to divorce me that it's gonna cost him more to divorce me to get rid of me than to keep me. So he'd rather pay this whatever he's paying now to keep me, even though I'm not adding value to his life, than to get rid of me. It's a trap.
But you know what,
It's
though?
Hunger
But the
Games,
one
baby.
thing I think that kind of affects women more than it affects men is we look at our time as a value versus a lot
y'all
of times.
measure. Y'all
yeah,
measure.
exactly.
Okay, the first year,
and that's what,
I expect this. Year 5,
No.
I don't expect
That's
this.
not what I'm saying.
Okay.
What I'm
okay.
saying is if the man comes at any point in the relationship and says,
Always.
I'm no
Every
longer
night.
happy and I'm no longer interested in being in this position in life with you. I want to divorce. I want to separate. The woman accounts for, I have been here for 5 years, 4 months, and 32 days.
And 2 dogs.
And 2 for real. And so that right there is sometimes very hard for the woman to walk away from, because you look at all the crap you put up with during those 5 years, 4
Right, you're
months,
vested.
and 32 days.
Emotionally, you're vested.
Yeah, you're there. And so that becomes a very difficult point. And that's what makes a person bitter. And they want to go after your damn dental plan if you have silver capped in your tooth. You know what I mean? And
But
they
see,
want to take it
no,
from
that's
you.
bullshit.
For
Because
real.
I mean, this is my whole thing. So okay, you got that time, but you picked this person to have that bad
And
time
I'm
with.
not leaving you. And you've given me so much damn heartache. I'm losing
But
my
it-
hair
it-
and I'm wearing a goddamn wig. Or I can't even go and hang out with my girls and face them
That's
because they
kinda
know
attractive, 'cause that means you really love me.
Because they know all the bullshit that I've put up with you and all the embarrassment that I've faced publicly because I'm sticking by your side. And now you
but
decide.
let's flip that though. You got a situation to where there hasn't been bullshit like that, and
Okay.
then the time was not wasted in that matter. But then you still have somebody who's bitter as fuck and wants to take it off.
But you're missing. Women still consider it time, regardless if you do or don't. Time is my value. So if you don't just consider it wasted, it is still wasted to a woman. So you're asking me if the woman leaves because I'm telling you if the man leaves and the woman's just staying. And that's what she
Well, I'm
looks
gonna
at
tell
her
you right
time
now,
as.
Ill Will got built by the hour.
Shit, felt like a second.
Her time was valuable. Like, fuck.
Yeah, so but I'm saying, so in your situation, did you feel like your time?
I mean, this nigga
is
had a
less?
time clock. When she would come home, this nigga had a time clock in the garage. She would clock in, come home,
And that
and
right
he had
there.
to pay. That nigga had to pay.
And that right there is why at a certain point it is no longer good for you to stay no matter what. Whatever the infidelities in the situation are, you can no longer stay because you are killing yourself.
So let's agree, or can we agree on this? That nowadays love is more about security than anything.
I agree.
Because
I agree.
you want to protect your assets, you want to protect your interests, and then how do we build when we come in guarded?
Well,
Right?
It's hard.
Like,
Well,
like
no,
I got my
yeah,
hands
right.
up. How can
No,
you reach
no,
me?
no.
Hold on, sis. How do you reach me when my guard's
Body
up?
shot.
Hit me in my stomach. Hit me in my stomach. So how do you build when my guards are up?
And everything you said, I think
Right.
stands.
I'm the
because
professor, it always
no
does.
matter, no
didn't know?
matter the age that you're trying to pursue this commitment and this ultimate long relationship, you still need to meet the foundational points of
Right.
knowing where they come from, knowing their friends
Oh,
and
yeah, you gotta do your
family,
research.
knowing whatever. And this is what people a lot of times forget. I don't know your blood type. I don't know what diseases that have been in your family background, your history. Those are all things that need to be accounted for when people are trying to
Absolutely.
pursue and press forward.
Yeah.
And
Especially procreate, because you want your kids to be,
that part,
Right.
and it's amazing to me. I have 4 different individual friends that are married, and they both have sickle cell, and both mom and dad are carriers, but they didn't know this, and now their child is, and it's like,
Both my parents were high blood. I have high blood pressure.
and there we go, something
I have
like
to
that.
watch
So
it carefully. Yep.
that's where it comes into play. It's not. I don't think it's wrong with trying to protect anything that you've acquired in life prior
Right.
to me meeting you.
I think protect it upon introduction, but once you realize this is the person for you, you shouldn't come in with your guard up or any kind of brick walls or any kind
You
of.
should
But
still
it-
have
but it-
some type of guardedness because you
Says
still
who?
have to get
Says
past,
who?
see those
Says
red
who?
flags.
There you go.
If
If
you
there's
have
red,
not gotten
if there's
past
red
those,
flags, then you come back to that situation, you revisit it, and if they're still there, you move on.
I can agree
Because
with
then
moving
you
on
ain't
like
got
that.
nothing to say after that. But this is how we think.
But everybody's
She got
gonna
sick-
have some
hold on.
type of red flag.
I got
Absolutely.
I
Everybody.
got 2 red flags. So what I'm going to do is this: I got 2 red flags.
Just how do you deal with whatever
I'm
the
going
red
to
flag
I'm
is?
going to set this stipulation.
You're
No,
listening pretty
listen to me.
intently
Because
there.
y'all laughing. But check this out. This is what y'all do with red flags. I got these red flags. I'm going to set this stipulation as a perimeter in the relationship to kind of keep things in control, rather than saying, they got these red flags. I have an option: either marry them, don't marry them, or show grace and help them grow out of it. Neither one of y'all mentioned that. Y'all want to set stipulations. Well, I'll do a prenup then. I'll marry
No,
him
I
still.
said what is.
I'll marry.
I said
Hold on.
what
Oh, now y'all want to add. Okay,
It
I'll
was.
do.
I
I'll
said
do.
it. I said what is.
No, either you give them grace or you help them out of it. But you don't create a stipulation going into the marriage because now you've altered the concept.
Well, you don't. Yeah, you don't go into the marriage expecting to give someone grace to have to help them out going into that. That shouldn't be your thought going into it.
Thank you.
Your thought should be: we are building. We are one. We're going forward. This is one team,
Yes.
one goal, one
Yes.
motion. It shouldn't be. I just have to be thinking about. Okay, well. Let me give this person some type of grace.
Yes.
And, that's not the thought that I want to think going into a relationship.
you.
About all the time that when I'm there and ready to get married, it should be like I said, one team, one goal, the partnership, one motion. I mean, we're moving.
Right. And that's why I believe that both parties have to be vested equally, equitable.
Right.
Because if you're giving more than another person, that's your fault. Because then you try to create a stipulation through a prenup or this. Well, I'm going to marry them okay, they're handicapped. Okay, so what I'll do is I'll just create a ramp in the house and this and the other. The fact is they're handicapped, right? And that's not going to change. You have to establish that. Allow the other person to invest. No, look at the credit reports before you get married. Say, hey, listen.
I got a friend who says that.
Say, hey,
I need to see your credit report.
It's very important.
Yeah.
Hey, what do you got in your bank account? Well, before we get married, let's do this. Because I want to make sure that, listen, it ain't just for you, it's for me. We're going to do this together. Because when everybody has the same amount of vested interest, then ain't nobody trying to leave. Like, man, I will lose more without you than with you. You are worth more. You are worth more to me with us together than without. Hunger Games,
And
marriage edition, baby.
on that note, whether you feel marriage just gives you the right to annoy that one special person for the rest of your life, or it's not for you. It's something to think about. I mean, nowadays, in both aspects of the professor and what Lexi's talking about, it seems that some people do give up too quick, and then some people take too long to move out of a situation. Either or is not wrong. It's what's for you at the end of the day. And that's what keeps us Black in Thought.
DJ Payne 1.
You know I'm flawed, but you love me anyway. A lot of times I'm so wrong, but you love me anyway. Love me anyway. That's why you're my buddy.
Thank you for listening to this episode, and we want you to come back for more. If you like what you heard, please subscribe wherever you get your podcasts from. We're on all the major networks: Apple, Google, TuneIn, Spotify, and many more. Check out our social media, and please like, follow, and comment on Facebook, Black in Thought, Instagram, Black in Thought Podcast, and Twitter, Black in Thought Podcast. Please subscribe, share, and once again, thank you for listening.
You know I'm flawed, but you love me anyway. A lot of times I'm so wrong, but you love me anyway. That's why you're mine.